Where is that human? Where are they? They always come here to try and fish. Enough waiting. If they don't show up, then... Wait. There. There in the trees. It's about time. I was starting to think the wolves got you. Wait! Wait! Don't run! Ugh. Stop! I don't want to hurt you. I just want to talk. Oh, come on, it's not like a human can outrun a centaur anyway. Monster? Ugh. Rude. Look, I'm trying to be nice about this. I'm not even going at a full gallop. I can easily keep pace with you. There's so many ways I could stop you if I wanted. I could lasso you and drag you back, but that would probably leave your delicate skin covered in bruises. Or I could shoot you in the leg, but that whole arrow to the knee bit's been played out, don't you think? Or I could just keep pace with you until you exhaust yourself. But it's getting late. You don't want to be trying to find your way back through these woods in the dark, do you? Oh, well, if that's the tone you'll take, then fine. Tackling you it is. Oh, quit struggling so much. I said quit struggling. The sooner I get you tied up, the sooner I'll stop sitting on you. I'm not even using my full weight. Well, it's your own fault for running. I told you you don't want to be out here at night. Neither do I. All right. Done. Across my back you go. Really? You're still trying to resist? Oh, what do you think squirming around like that will get you? Even if I let you fall, you'd just bruise yourself up and I'd have to pick you up again. Besides, you should be honored. Centaurs hardly ever let themselves be ridden. Calm yourself. We'll reach our destination soon. Hello? Hello? Oh, by the gods. I can't believe it actually fell asleep like that. Poor thing must have been exhausted. Oh well, we're here now. Hey, wake up. We're here. Yes, this is my home. It's just a cabin in a small clearing. What were you expecting, a stable? I'm a centaur, not a horse. It's fine. Forget it. Let's just get you inside. All right. Hold still. Let me lift you off my back. Don't worry, I'm not going to just drop you on the floor. There's a chair in the corner I can put you in. Mine? No, it was here when I found the place. I've been meaning to break it down for firewood, but somehow never got around to it. Maybe the fates were telling me I'd need it one day. All right, down you go. Here, let me get these ropes off you and I'll get a fire going. I've got some leftover stew I can warm while we talk. What about? Well, about you, mostly. But also about us. Simply put, I need a companion. Hey, sit back down. You know you can't outrun me, and I don't want to have to sit on you again. All right? Good. You can listen. That's something, at least. It'd be a pain for both of us if I had to haul you back here. Well, mostly for you. But just hear me out and I'll explain. I suppose we should start with introductions. I can't just keep calling you human, after all, so... What is your name? Interesting. Not a bad name, though, but unfamiliar to my tongue. You can call me Claren. Pleased to finally meet you. Now, as for what to talk about, let's start by saying you don't belong here, in my woods. That much is clear. What do I mean? Huh, isn't it obvious? You've been here for almost 2 weeks. I've watched you for most of that. Your idea of hunting seems to be throwing rocks at small animals and swinging sticks at fish. It's pathetic. The only thing I think you've eaten since you arrived here were a few berries and a fish that was already dead. Well, that and the tree bark you tried to boil and eat. Why didn't I help you? Easy enough to answer. I didn't care. After all, you're just some stranger trespassing in my territory. I give trespassers a wide berth. It's safer that way. I figured you'd give up and go back home or get eaten by wolves by now. Besides, you would have most likely run as soon as you saw me. Yes, like you just did. You see how well approaching you would have worked out, don't you? Why did I come to you now? Well, let's just say I've grown fond of you. Well, like I said, I've been watching you ever since you came here. And the longer I watched you, the more curious I became. It was amusing, watching you bumble about trying to feed yourself. At first. If I'm being completely honest, I even started to pity you. Just a little. I was even thinking of leaving some food at your camp before yesterday. Why didn't I? Well, because you'd already found food. You just didn't take it. Yes, the fawn. Imagine. After 2 weeks on the brink of starvation, you actually managed to stumble across a baby deer. The perfect prey. Food for a couple of days, standing right in front of you. And all you had to do was lift your hand and bash its skull in. Oh, that look on your face says it all. You couldn't do it, could you? You were wasting away from starvation. Carrying you here was easier than carrying firewood. But as hungry as you were, you couldn't bring yourself to kill such a helpless creature, could you? It was then that I decided giving you a meal wasn't enough. Well, what I mean is, giving you food would have only helped you for a day, maybe 2. And then what? You'd be back fumbling around trying to catch fish with wishful thinking. Yes, I know you don't have any tools, or any skill, and yet you're still here. You don't have a home to go back to, do you? Judging from the look on your face, I'm not far off, am I? You're clearly no bandit. You're too nice and, well, frankly, too inept for that life. Here, eat all you want. I have plenty. So polite. But if you really want to thank me, then satisfy my curiosity. Why are you here in my forest? What happened to you? I see. A plague ravaged your town. Killed half the population. Including your family? My condolences. No one should have to go through that. So, you came here to escape the disease before you became ill? Exiled? But why would... Ah. You were the only one who didn't get sick, so they blamed you for it. I'm surprised they didn't offer you up as a sacrifice or burn you as a witch. No, relax. It's all right. It's going to be all right. I'm sorry. We don't have to talk about it anymore. Just finish your stew. Things will get better for you. I promise. What do I mean? So full of questions, aren't you? We can talk about it in the morning. It's late, and I know you're tired, so... You can take the bed for the night. My bed? No. I'm a centaur, remember? I don't sleep in a bed. Normally, I just put a blanket over my back and lean against a wall to sleep. Come to think of it, I've been meaning to get rid of the bed too, but never got around to it somehow. I wonder... What? No, it's nothing. Just lost in thought. Get some sleep. We'll talk more in the morning. Still asleep. You're still asleep. I'm still awake. It's all right, though. I don't blame you. It's not your fault. I've been awake for what? An hour now? 2 hours? However long it's been since you started thrashing around. It must have been some nightmare you were having. I wonder if I should have woken you. At least you're sleeping peacefully now. In a bed I should have gotten rid of years ago. I just never got around to it. Or the chair. It's almost as though something was trying to tell me I'd need them one day. How strange. Perhaps as strange as what brought you here. So peaceful. The first good night's sleep you've had in weeks, isn't it? And the first good meal. I probably shouldn't be watching you sleep like this. But it's... well, sort of your fault I'm awake now. And really, what's the harm? Besides, it's not like you're displeasing to the eye. Then again, I've been alone for so long, I don't really have anything to compare you to, do I? Still, you have a nice face. A kind face. Soft skin. I may have let my hand wander just a bit while steadying you on my back. I wonder if you noticed. So soft. So helpless. Oh, didn't your parents teach you anything about survival? Were they spoiled city folk? Merchants, perhaps? Nobility? I'll have to ask you when you're more comfortable talking about them. And you've had time to heal. I wonder if you're a light sleeper. Would you sleep halfway through being mauled by a bear or wolves if they'd gotten to you before I did? Another strange thing, that. How lucky you are that nothing made a meal of you before yesterday. Yes, it must be fate. Fate brought you here. To me. I wonder if I touched you, if I just reached out and just a little bit. I wonder if you'd wake. How would you react if you saw me standing here with my hand on you when you woke? Would you take offense? Would it anger you? Would you still be afraid of me? Or would you sleep right through it? If I just reached my hand out to lightly touch you like this. So soft. So close. So real. So... No. No, enough. You need your sleep. And I need to get some air. Oh, you're finally awake. Good morning. Or what's left of it, anyway. Yes, it's nearly midday. I would have woken you sooner, but you clearly needed the sleep. Come to the table. I kept your breakfast warm for you. I hope you like rabbit. Why am I staring? I hadn't realized I was. You know, you're looking much better. A good meal and a good night's sleep seem to have done wonders for you. Well, yes, I did say we'd talk in the morning, but the morning's nearly over, and we still need to find food for tomorrow. Yes, You're coming with me. I can show you some good places to forage while we're out. We can talk along the way if you want. There's also a spring nearby. You should bathe later. No, I'm not saying you stink. I'm just saying you smell like someone who's gone over 2 weeks without bathing. Besides, you don't want to get sick. Don't worry, as soon as you're done, I'll bring you back to dry by the fire. How long do I expect you to stay? Tired of my company already, are you? No, I jest. We can discuss that while we're out. Oh, looks like you're done eating. You must have been, well, starving. Here, let me take your bowl and we can go. No, not those. Oh, they won't kill you, but they'll make you wish you were dead. You have to be careful with mushrooms. Took a lot of trial and error for me to learn which ones are edible. Some of them nearly did kill me. Here, those over there should be all right. Go pick some of them while I start digging. Oh, well, for edible roots, of course. A truffle or two if we're very lucky. I'd let you help dig for them, but, well, you don't have a shovel. I think there's one lying around the shack, but I didn't think to bring it. I just use my hooves to dig. Perhaps next time. Yes, it's best to return to a foraging area about twice a week. I don't always forage in the same place, though. You have to give the plants time to regrow. Oh, how long have I been here? Well, let me see. About 7 years, I think. 8, perhaps. I'm not really sure. I just know I've been here since I was 12. Because it was shortly after my birthday. Well, that was the same day my parents drove me out. You probably didn't notice. I mean, why would you? I have a birthmark on my back. Here, let me move my hair out of the way so you can see. Yes. Blood red, in the shape of an eye. I was born with it. My parents thought I was cursed at birth. You of all people know how superstitious others can be. No, they largely just tolerated me. My older brother loved me, though. He's the one who taught me to survive out here. I owe him everything. Oh, well, he's gone. My parents never cared about my birthday. My brother always celebrated it with me, though. That day he wanted to celebrate by taking me fishing. It was a bright, sunny day when we left, and... well, that didn't last very long. By the time I'd caught my 4th fish, a strong wind had blown storm clouds in from the south. And then the rain started. We were just getting ready to head back when the ribbon he'd given me blew into the water. He jumped in after it like a fool, trying to save it for me before it got lost downstream. The lightning nearly blinded me when it struck. I remember calling his name, desperately crying out to him as I flailed around in the water trying to find him. But by the time my sight came back to me, he was already gone, washed downstream. I followed the river, looking for him in the rain for hours, but he was just vanished. Of course, my parents blamed me. My father would have killed me on the spot if my mother hadn't stopped him. And, well, she only did so because she thought the curse would go to them if I didn't carry it. So, they drove me out. If it hadn't been for my brother's teachings, I wouldn't have survived long enough to find my way here. The winter would have claimed me regardless if I hadn't found that cabin. Whoever built it originally just wasn't there anymore, and from the dust, they hadn't been there for a long time, so... well, I took it as a sign and moved in. No one. I haven't spoken to another... well, it's just been me, until now. It doesn't really matter, I suppose. It's just my fate. It's just the way things are. All right, that should be enough for a few days. Here, get on and we can head back. Yes, get on. You can climb on my back. We'll get there faster if I don't have to slow down for you. I know what I said yesterday, but you've already been on my back once, and I'd like to return before dark, so get on. I'll even let you sit upright this time. There you go. Hold on. I'm going to go at a full trot. You still need a bath before we go home. No, I'm not tired. Why do you ask? Oh, because I slowed down? Well, no, I just didn't want the ride to be too rough on you. I'm fine. And I didn't want it to be over so soon. Oh, nothing. Just thinking. You know, you can hold on tighter if you want. I'm quite durable. I won't bruise. Well, suit yourself. We're nearly there regardless. See the plumes of steam? That's right, it's a hot spring. I think that's why the former owner of the cabin built it here. My brother once told me some hot springs have healing properties. Does this one? Well, I don't know. I'm not sure. I just know I always feel better after I soak my hooves. Here we are. You can get down and undress. What do you mean? You don't plan on bathing fully clothed, do you? Undress. Here, I'll wash your clothes for you to save time. We want to get back before it gets too cold. Well, I don't have any more clothes, so unless you want to run around naked, those will have to be washed. Otherwise, why bother bathing? Oh, fine then. Humans and their modesty. I'll turn around. Just leave your clothes on the edge and let me know when you're in. I wonder, are all humans so ashamed of their bodies? I think you would all be born in breeches if you could. Are you in? Oh, finally. Good. What? Of course I'm getting in. Oh, you don't expect me to strain my back scrubbing them from the ground, do you? All right. That's as clean as they're getting. How are you doing? Here, why don't you let me get your back? Oh, don't be silly. I'm not going to hurt you. I promised I won't hurt you. But the sooner we get you cleaned, the sooner I can get you home. There, that's it. Now relax. See? I'm just scrubbing your back for you. Nothing to worry about. Just splashing water on your back and, slowly washing the sweat and grime off for you. Off of your, soft skin. Tell me, human, what do you believe in? I don't know much about human spirituality. Do you believe in luck? Fate? Coincidence? Oh, no real reason, just curious. Making conversation to pass the time. It's been so long since I've had anyone to talk with. It's refreshing. And speaking of refreshing, don't you feel better now that you've finally gotten cleaned up? Here, let's get you dressed so we can get you back home. Oh, your clothes are wet. Well, here, that's all right. You can use my horse blanket. Yes, I'll turn around while you wrap up. But, well, if I'm being honest, it's not like the water obscured much anyway. Are you blushing? Adorable. I didn't know someone could turn that red. No, all right, I won't tease. I'm turning around now, see? You know, I've been thinking, about you, about me. Well, we have a few things in common. Oh, what do I mean? Well, think about it. Both of us were exiled, cast out of our homes. Both of us wandered through the wilderness with no help or shelter until we found this place, and I would have died if I hadn't found my cabin, and you, well, you would have died if I hadn't found you. We also have loss in common. You lost your family, everyone you loved, gone, and for me as well. My brother, the only real family I've ever known, long since taken from me. I'm sorry to bring this up again. I know it's still painful. Your grief is still fresh, and I've had time to get used to mine, but I bring it up to make a point. Are you dressed finally? Good. Good. Oh, much better. You look almost as good as you smell now. The point? Oh, my point, yes. Well, the point is what led you to be here, and what led me to be here waiting for you. The loss of family, the banishment, and of all the places we could have wandered, we both ended up here. And then there's the bed, the chair. I mean, it's been years. Why have I never gotten around to breaking them down for firewood? They were of no use to me. They had to have been meant for you. For us. I mean, what other answer could there be? It's fate. It has to be fate. You're meant to be here. You're meant to be with... Wait, why are you backing away like that? Scaring you? Again? But why? I'm only stating the obvious. We're meant to... Don't. Oh, don't. Don't run. Oh, come on, you know you can't outrun me. Oh, no. You will not run from me again. Ugh. Got you. Oh, now stop struggling. I said stop struggling. Oh, I could have pinned you again and tied you up instead of throwing you over my shoulder. I keep saying I won't hurt you, and I mean it. Not unless you make me hurt you, so please, just stop. Oh, you're still all wet. If I let you go, you'll just freeze to death anyway. If the beast didn't make a meal of you first. We both know by now that you can't survive on your own. You're just too weak. And if I let you go, you'll die. And I'll be alone. Again. Well, I'm sorry if that offends you, but it's true. You see how easily I handle you? So just stay with me. Let me take care of you. You don't have a choice anyway. No, I'm not going to let you go. You can dry off by the fire while I cook dinner, but I'm going to have to tie you up again while we sleep. At least until I can trust you not to run off. I'm sorry, I didn't want it this way, but this is just how it is. It's just fate, that's all. It's just your fate. Get used to it.